was going to be sort of another like diary entry to my shopping addiction series. I posted a video end of last year talking about my obsessive compulsive disorder, which is a new term that I've come to terms with, and you know, being a shopaholic. I will link that up in a card if you want to go and see that. That's sort of part one and sort of outlies, I guess, my shopping addiction. But I wanted to sort of come on today and just, I don't know, talk to you guys, sort of use this as a little bit of a therapy session. If you're suffering as well, you can sort of leave any comments down below and we can sort of have a little discussion about it. But I wanted to sort of go through some facts, some things that I've found out, and just how I've been doing, I guess, with it. Yeah, so over the past couple of months I've been trying to, you know, look at avenues that I could get help for this, and in my opinion, you know, I might not have looked hard enough, but in my opinion I don't think there's that much out there for shopping addictions unless you have the money to go towards therapy. And now that is like a whole other segue, but I looked it up, and this is just one example. There is, you know, a pretty firm, like, hospital type clinical setting place where you can go to, and obviously I'm not sure with COVID at the moment, but you can go there and it's like a mini rehab is what I would like accustom it to, I guess. And I just emailed them and was like, hey, I have this shopping addiction that I'm looking to get help for. You know, what is the process? Like, do you need to get referred from your doctor? And they told me it was $4,000 to pay for this rehab therapy. Obviously, they probably deal with, you know, drugs, alcohol, you know, other mental health conditions. But they were like, $4,000 to start, like, a 12-session course is mind-blowing. I have looked, you know, online at different things and tried to find help, and there's very little specific shopping addiction related. Obviously, when I was looking for it, I came across there is an actual name for it. Obviously, it can be shortened to compulsive buying disorder, but its true like name is Onymania, which makes it sound like you're a maniac, which that's great, isn't it? Saying, hi, I'm Sophie, I've got Onymania. I'm not quite sure that's how you say it, but you get the gist. That in itself makes it sound scary, makes it sound worse than it is, makes it sound, it's just not a nice term for it. Now, I was looking up all this research and it's still a massive discussion within the medical world whether it is a real thing or not. And if you suffer from it, you damn well know that it's a real thing. I know it's a real thing because I suffer with it. And it just infuriates me that there could be people sat out there thinking this is something that you can control really easily. Like this is something you've made up. This is all in your mind. Yes, it's in my mind, and that is the problem. But for it to be so easily dismissed as not being as serious as other disorders, I think is really scary and could be harmful. I know, like, a lot of people will sit there and think it's not as serious, like, you're not, like, physically doing yourself any harm. No, but you are mentally doing yourself harm, and I've personally experienced, like, as open as I am with Darren, it has affected our relationship. You know, even my parents have been brought into it in certain ways, and that's, you know, I've had to sit down and have conversations with them about it. So it can affect relationships, it can affect, you know, your whole life. It is an all-consuming, obsessive thing, and people rely on shopping and buying things as much as someone would rely on smoking or gambling. And what's really crazy is my doctor surgery. When I go online to like request like either repeat medication or if I just want to talk to my doctor about something, The last question at the end of, you know, there's like a series of questions about what you're asking and about you. The last question at the end is whether it's like along the lines of, have you gambled more than you could afford in the last 12 months? Along with the usual smoking, do you use drugs? So gambling's definitely become more seriously looked at over the last decade, and I think, you know, shopping is the next stage in that. You know, over the last decade, gambling and like food disorders have been more widely known, and you know, everyone's talking about mental health more and more, and I think we are just that step away, hopefully, from having shopping addictions be recognised more. And I read that 90% of the people affected are women, so it is largely a female area, but obviously there's that 10% that are male, and I think with a lot of things, men don't talk as openly as they could about mental health. And it also said that it mainly occurs in the late teens, early 20s, and I think that is so eye-opening, because that is a major part of your life. A lot of people are just coming out of university, or they've just finished their education. It's for me specifically, I'm so different now being 24 than I was at 18, and in that time frame, this is where my shopping addiction has arisen from. It's just a major change in your life, let alone like the hormonal change as well. So it's not surprising that it occurs mainly in that area, and it's not surprising in a way that it affects women more than it does men. There was another statistic that I had on here that it was like 6% of people in the USA alone have this, which sounds a small amount, but I bet in like actual person numbers, that is a lot. And I think it was sort of a similar percentage for the UK as well. I think it was maybe about 4%, so that probably equates to the same sort of amount of population. So yes, I did look online for help. At the moment, I'm sort of at a stopping sign. I did find one like organisation that I'm going to look into, but I can't imagine it's something they deal with very often. And like I said, there wasn't a whole lot just for shopping addiction. There was a few, but at the end of like my sessions at the computer, I just felt like I was a little bit at a dead end. I did go on YouTube and I tried to find loads of videos on shopaholic people who had this disorder, and that but those are still sat in my watch later list, because I feel I need to be in an okay place to even view those videos. I think it's scary, because, you know, I've already sat here and admitted it. You've probably noticed from this video a difference to the last video. I'm like a little bit more able to talk a bit quicker and a bit snappier, and like just be a bit more open about it, because I've already taken that first step. But I think then going and relating yourself to other people and seeing how they're affected, and making the connection between you two, again, is just another big step, and it's one that I'm trying to get to terms with. So hopefully by the next video I would have watched those videos. But yes, that's something I'm working on. So when I did do my research, I did find that there is usually about 3 types of different people that fall under the category of being addict, for shopping at least. So there is the bargain seeker. So that is when people go looking for bargains constantly, or they manage to justify things because it's on sale, because it's a good price, because it's a limited offer. And I definitely can relate to that. The second one is collector. Again, I can see myself in that. People justify their addiction maybe because it's something that's come up on eBay that you never see, and this is feel like it's their one chance. I'm definitely like that with pins, or like candles and things. You feel like you just need all to add to your collection, to, you know, have the best collection that satisfies you. And then the third one was self-medicator. And again, I relate to that as well, and I think I can relate to all 3 of these, and I think many people would as well. When you're feeling low or a certain mood, you turn to shopping as that comfort blanket and that sense of euphoria and the good endorphins that you get from it, whether it just be like for a small period of time, which it can usually be, until, you know, that item comes in the post. So those are the sort of the 3 areas of different ways that it can manifest itself. But for me, I seem to sort of find myself in all 3. Shock horror. So yes, and another thing that I think is totally, I am actually really pissed about this. There is now a feature on Instagram which is a shopping tag. So it basically, from what I can gather, it looks at things that you search for. It sort of knows data about you from the posts that you interact with and what you like and what you save, and it basically shows you all these things that you can buy based on what it's recommended to you from things that you've seen on Instagram and things that you've interacted with and liked. And from what I can gather so far, and what I've tried to do, is you can't turn this feature off. For me, I'm lucky in the sense that I don't even go near that shopping tab. I like very rarely ever open it. But I think for some people that could be another avenue. And where there are already so many avenues with shopping, whether it be on your TV, the internet, going out in person, or, you know, you've got Facebook Marketplace and all these different groups of things that you like that you can go into and people advertise that they've got something for sale. Instagram, and like, yes, Instagram's allowed to do that. Like, it's only, yes, a minority of us that suffer with this. But for us, it's another black hole that we could dive into, and that is just somewhere I just don't want to go into at the moment. And I think it's really, I just think it's bad that you can't even turn that feature off, or like have some sort of warning pop up before you enter it to make you like stop and think about what you're maybe going to do. Because sometimes you get in that like blinkered mindset and you just continue to scroll and scroll and scroll and add things to your basket. If there was some sort of feature that said, like, popped up and said, you know, hi, you're about to go on a shopping site or like shopping platform, you know, make sure you spend what you can afford. Or like before you check out your basket, something pops up and goes, can you afford this? Make sure again that you're spending what you can afford to spend, and I think across the board that would be really great to have at checkout. I know companies wouldn't be super excited because it might turn people off buying, but it's going to make people who have an addiction think about it. You know, on gambling sites, I'm pretty sure that they have somewhere along the line something that says be responsible for your gambling. You know, you see adverts on TV advertising gambling, and then it says, you know, when the fun stops, stop. And I think the same things need to be applied for a shopping addiction, and for people that suffer with this. That's really, I think, all that I've got to say. I've waffled on for about 15 minutes. Let me know your thoughts down below and whether you suffer with having a shopping addiction and if you can relate to some of the things that I'm saying. I just want to, I guess my thing from these videos is just to get the word out there to other people that they're not alone. And especially with my last video, I found people reaching out to me, and that really helped me as well, to know that other people suffer with this. And I just want to get it out there as more of a recognised condition and addiction, and to, I guess, be taken a little bit more seriously and get the help out there that I'm yet to find, especially on the internet and like through my GP and things like that. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you like my channel, and I will see you very soon. Bye guys.